Starting your brand new Minecraft survival world in a village has loads of advantages. Resources, food, beds, shelter, even protection. And in Minecraft 1.19, having a mangrove swamp nearby is a must because this rare biome has frogs and mud. Oh, and slightly red wood. So I'm going to give you 9 awesome Minecraft seeds that all spawn you in a village next to a mangrove swamp. Plus some other cool stuff too. Let's go. Before we start, make sure you let me know which of these seeds 1 to 9 you prefer to build in and why. Down in the comments below, I'd really like to hear from you. Let's get on with it. With our first seed, you spawn right in the centre of this plains village. And you could throw a rock at the mangrove swamp from here. It's set into the side of a hill, which I really like. And the neighbours are only living over on the next hill. The jungle, including bamboo jungle, is literally right next door too. And a broken portal sits right at the end of this gorgeous lake surrounded by mountains and forests. But this seed's got a few other really awesome secrets too. This Icy Peaks mountain sits right in the middle of the forest just next to where you spawn in. And the bowl inside the mountain is just waiting for you to build something. But if you fancy getting jiggy with some illagers, there's a mansion only 500 blocks away. Or you could just mine out all the cobble. Underneath Spawn Village is pretty awesome too. There is a huge network of caves for you to explore, including this gorgeous lush cave with a mineshaft just waiting to be looted and explored, and loads of geodes. And because I know you're interested, the nether at Spawn is pretty good as well. Look at this warped forest, with a pretty open nether waste next to it, a basalt delta right next door, Soul Sand Valley right next to it the other way, and a fortress only a couple of 100 blocks from where you spawn in through your portal. This is an awesome seed, but don't boot up your new world yet. I've got 8 more to show you. Let's go on to number 2. Seed 2 is a tiny little desert island with a village inside it, surrounded by mangrove forest. And this one's got a blacksmith, which is an absolute bonus. There's a second plains village really close by which winds into the mangroves itself, with what I reckon is an absolutely superb base idea here with this house surrounded by the mangrove trees. There is a Pillager Tower peeking over the sand dunes the other side of the mangrove swamp. Although with my one, the Allay Cage hasn't got a roof, so the Allays have got out somewhere. Although the pillagers don't want you getting anywhere near it. Just past that Pillager Tower there is a mesa down the river, with a jungle and bamboo jungle right next to it. And this tree definitely suggests there's something hiding underneath. And you don't even have to dig to get to it. It's an absolutely massive lush cave, with an almost completely open mineshaft. But that's not all there is to find under the ground. There's a cheeky underground broken portal at 69343-346, and a spider spawner dungeon at 68624-361. Plus big old dripstone caves, geodes, yet another mineshaft, and a possible double spawner farm here with cave spiders and spiders combined. That's at 49926-409. And this cave directly underneath spawn has got naturally formed pillars built into it. You have got to build something out of that, it'd look brilliant. Your nether spawn is a crimson forest. It is a little bit enclosed, but if you fight your way through just a tiny little bit of netherrack, you'll find yourself in a nether fortress literally next door. Another brilliant seed. I love those savanna formations in the background as well, but there's more to come. Let's get on to number 3. Do you like a desert village? Because this one is gorgeous. And the desert surrounding it is absolutely massive. Although just to one side of it, there is this huge mangrove swamp. And when I say huge, I'm not kidding. I can't get it all in with the render distance set to 48. There is a Pillager Tower overlooking this village. This one's got 2 Allay Cages, but again, they forgot to put the roofs on. And this is maybe the smallest mesa biome I've ever seen in my life. There is a coral reef just offshore from where you spawn in, so you got plenty of coral here and loads of sea pickles. And there's something really interesting lurking just under the ground. At 40-10, which is literally right under where you spawn in, because you spawn in almost at 00, there's a fossil. And it's almost completely uncovered. And it's right next to an open geode. There is a skelly spawner dungeon here at 18-10-49. And another skelly spawner here at 38-6-194. And this one is great for Amythyst lovers because there are so many geodes peppered right across the place. Your nether spawn is a Soul Sand Valley with a little bit of nether waste next door. with a big old basalt delta after that, and a broken nether side nether portal not far away. I love these, they look so gorgeous. And a sneaky little crimson forest just peeking through that netherrack. If you like to spawn in wide open spaces, this one could really be for you. The village is great, it's got plenty of resources, there's stuff nearby. I like this one, but it's time for Seed 4. Seed 4 is a really pretty savannah village. Of course, the Mangrove Swamp is right next door as promised, and there is a really nice desert village as your neighbours as well. But I really wanted to show you this stunning shattered savannah. It is simply beautiful and it is begging to be turned into something amazing. Just past that desert village we have got a Badlands, including some eroded Badlands, and a jungle, including a bamboo jungle. In fact, the biome diversity of this seed is brilliant, look at it. There's also a second savannah village just by where you spawn. And underneath the village there are spaghetti cave systems that go on for days, including a sprawling mineshaft. There is a spider spawner at -60, -12, -31, and a 2-chest skelly spawner at 60, 15, 26. Getting down to the deepest parts of the world is actually really simple too, because these spaghetti caves go all the way down to -52. You don't have to do an awful lot of digging at all, they just keep going. I take it back, -54, not -52. And your nether spawn is on the junction of a nether waste, a crimson forest and a warp forest, with a basalt delta just the other side of that warped forest, and a soul sand valley on the other side of the crimson forest. Although to be fair, it's a big old crimson forest. 4 seeds in, and I wonder whether or not you've already decided where you want to start your brand new Minecraft world. Well, hold on a minute, I've got a few more. Seed 5 is another savannah village, but it's right on the edge of the plains, and over here you can see it actually grows into the Mangrove Swamp itself. There is another savannah village literally 50 blocks away, and 2 plains villages just over the hill. And right next to those plains villages we've got the jungle fringe, which turns into a big jungle biome, and there is a broken nether portal just waiting for you. The landscape around your home village is really beautiful, with rivers, lakes, mountains, plains, savannah. It's a great place to start your world. It's even got this avatar-like shattered savannah thing going on. Actually, that's really cool. There's another broken portal right next door to it too. Under the ground on this one is pretty interesting too, because you've got this mine shaft interwoven with this dripstone cave. And this triple spawner farm opportunity at -80, -11, 96. There are lots of big open cathedral caves, which means if cave mining is your thing, there is great opportunity to do it here. But there's also quite a lot of area where no caves break up that solid rock, which means if branch mining is your thing, this could be the seed for you. Your nether spawn is the nether waste right next to a basalt delta, with the crimson forest in the other direction. There is a lot of nether waste, and you've got a massive lava lake here as well. But it is worth the 200 block journey, because you get this bastion remnant that is completely open, ready for you to raid. This one is a really great choice for all you guys that like to live in savannah, but seed 6 could be the one for you as well. Let's go. Seed 6 is brilliant. Plains biome, plains village, sandwiched between not 1 but 2 mangrove swamps. And there is enough room there to be able to create something absolutely amazing. Literally just offshore we have got this big old ocean, with an ocean monument right there waiting for you, and an ocean ruin as well. There's also a shipwreck, so you can go looking for some hidden buried treasure, and it's pretty intact too. This one is a bit like a giant version of Island Survival. It is one big long island, but you could create your own kingdom here and it could look fantastic. Underneath your spawn you have got a huge mine shaft with an open geode. You could explore this for hours and still not cover it all. There's a spider spawner at -51, -20, 141, and 2 cave spider spawners right next to each other at -34, -43, 139. The cave network is also brilliant, a good mixture of caves and nothing whatsoever, so whether you're a caver or whether you are a branch miner, there is something here for you. Nether spawn is between a crimson forest and a soul sand valley, and it is wide open too, so getting around shouldn't be too difficult. The basalt delta is close by, and a warped forest is just over this lava lake. And there is a completely open bastion remnant just settled inside this soul sand valley at 200, -150. I genuinely like the idea of building something between these 2 mangrove swamps on this entire plains area. For me, it's a village transformation waiting to happen, a harbour, some kind of castle or fortress, a big old town going around it. It could look amazing. But before we get too excited, let's go and have a look at seed 7. With our next seed, the savannah village that you spawn into is directly within the mangrove swamp itself, which means you've got frogs walking down your garden path. It looks a little bit weird, but I actually quite like it. This is a big old mangrove swamp too, but it surrounds this kind of savannah island that sits in the middle of it. It's like a lost world within the jungle. There's a couple more villages just on the other side of the swamp as well, right next to a ruined portal waiting for you to come and loot it. And an awesome looking bamboo jungle. And the jungle surrounds this beautiful cove lined out with white sandy beaches that wouldn't look out of place on a holiday brochure. Directly under the spawn village you have got a pretty big mineshaft with more than one open geode, a number of pretty big dripstone caves, a number of spawners, and not only lots of caves to do cave mining in, but a lot of solid space that you can do branch mining in too. Your nether spawn is a tiny little cave in the nether waste biome, but dig down just a few blocks and you'll find yourself in a soul sand valley and you'll see a crimson forest in the distance. And if you head east a few hundred blocks to the end of that crimson forest, across this lava lake, you will find the nether fortress hidden in amongst that netherrack, with a basalt delta right on the other side of it. This seed really suits people that like a bit of scenery around their spawn point, although it is quite closed in with all the hills and the trees, so unless you go over to that little savannah island in the middle of the marshes, you've not got a great bit of room to build. Are you still not sure which one you want to start your Minecraft survival world in? Well, don't worry, I've got a couple more to confuse you as well. This village spawn is set in its own little savannah island and runs right into the mangrove swamp. There are a couple of gorges several blocks deep which can help you get to the bottom of the world, including this cave entrance which is covered by a waterfall. You can literally walk all the way down it without breaking a single block and get right down into that deep slate level. And you do not have to travel far, literally just across this swamp biome to get to a big rolling plains, which inevitably has a plains village just at the end of it. It's quite a nice one as well. It's only about 150 blocks from where you spawn in. And there are so many caves that you can just wander down and get right down into the minus numbers of the earth. With this one, you travel through a dripstone cave and you get right down to minus 52 without breaking a single block again. It's really easy to access those easy diamond levels. And right next to it, we go from low to high. This mountain here has got a peak of Y160. And at the foot of that mountain, we've got another 2-level village next to a lake with a bamboo jungle. Directly under your spawn village, this dripstone cave network goes on for miles in every single direction. Although there are still plenty of spawners and a big, easily accessible mineshaft. And like the last few seeds, you've got some great opportunity for some cave mining, or if you'd prefer, there is lots of space to do branch mining. Your nether spawn brings you out into this nether waste cave, but be careful, you've got some dodgy lava right where you come in. You might want to block that up quickly. It's only a 1-block job. And if you explore those caves, you will come out into this warped forest, which quickly turns into a crimson forest, with a bastion remnant waiting for you to raid it just 100 blocks away. And it's one of those split remnants with a bridge that everybody likes. There is also a basalt delta literally just next to it. And right next to that, and it would be really easy to miss, you have got a singular outstrut of the nether fortress. It is pretty much buried. This is the only bit I could find that's sticking out, so careful you don't miss it. I think this seed could be a winner for a lot of people. It has got plenty going for it. This tiny little secluded area here, surrounded by forest, lots of stuff nearby. I really like it. But before you make your decision and tell me which of these seeds is best for you down in the comments below, I've got one more for you. And our final seed is at altitude. If you like living on different levels, this one could really be for you. You spawn 3/4 of the way up this mountain with a relatively small mangrove swamp right at the bottom. But the biome mix on this one is really brilliant. You've got a relatively flat plains biome here just waiting to be built on that backs right onto this big old jungle that borders a massive ocean with an ocean monument just offshore for all your prismarine requirements. In fact, your spawn area is almost like an island of shattered savanna around the flat surroundings. I really like the way it's worked out. You could do some kind of really massive fortress. If you're into mega builds, that's a really good idea. Big old castle just waiting to happen right there. It's the structure of this world that really catches my eye. All of these river deltas with the land masses around them, some mountains, some hills, some flat plains, a little bit of sand. It looks really, really beautiful. You've got a fairly large plains village just on the other side of that weird shaped hollow mountain. And that's got another ocean just on the other side of it. And there's another plains village. This one's quite a decent size, just next to another jungle. There's so much jungle around here, with a ruined portal right on the edge of it. This area is so gorgeous. Please, someone do something with this and tweet me a picture. I'd love to see it. Just underneath spawn, you can easily access these massive cathedral caves. You don't have to dig to get to them either. You can just walk down some of the spaghetti caves that take you here. There is so much to be had. Ores, different rock types. This is a cave miner's dream. Do come and have a look at this. This isn't the only one. This is one of about 50 massive caves that sit within a few hundred blocks of underneath your spawn. They're beautiful. I'm currently at Y-42. I didn't even realise I'd gotten this deep. You can see the cave network here, all of these massive caves just waiting for you to come and take every visible ore. You would fill your inventory in absolutely no time. They're enormous, look at them, they're all over the place. And more than one of them have got hidden treasures like this Mineshaft, which has got this opportunity for a triple cave spider spawner farm. This one is at -88, 22, 155. Your nether spawn is in a warped forest, right next to this massive and completely open nether fortress with a basalt delta right above it. It's so big it could even be two fortresses stuck together, I'm not sure. There's a crimson forest right next door and plenty of nether waste area that you could do a gold farm in. This bit might be quite good actually, it's all flat and it is right next to a soul sand valley too, look at that. This is a great seed, it's a builder's dream. There is so much stuff you can do mega builds on around here, or even just as few small builds to make it look absolutely beautiful. Everything you need really close by. So let me know in the comments below which of these seeds 1 to 9 is your favourite, or which are you more likely to build in and why. So 9 seeds, all of them you spawn in a village, all of them with a mangrove swamp right next door to you. If you've got a better one, put the seed number down in the comments below. I would love to have a look at it. That's it for this one. I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. You take it easy now. Bye.